Okay, noticing your body, sink your awareness into the body. Consciously releasing tensions, releasing the abdomen. Want the tailbone to point straight to the ground. So the lower back is not curved, but almost straight, which will unlock the knees. I'll bend them a little bit. The weight of the arms and hands, pull the shoulders straight down. Breathing in, the belly expands. Breathe out, the belly empties. In fact, let's bring the hands below the navel, right to our core, what's called the Dantian. Very core of the body, very center of the body. And that can help us to cultivate good abdominal breathing as well. Feel the belly expand as you breathe in. Feel the belly sink back in towards the spine as you breathe out. Each out breath is a releasing breath. And letting the arms hang again with gravity. Sending the arms forward. Shoulders stay down. In fact, they open and release. Elbow points, take the arms back down. If you want to time this movement with your breathing, that's a fine thing to do. Breathing in is the rising motion. Breathing out is sinking. But it's not so a matter of pulling the arms up, it's sending them outward, outward, outward. And so a nice big, large arc is inscribed. You don't have to do the pulling up or lifting, just flow out. And the arms will arc up on their own. And let the sharp elbow points pull the arms back down naturally. Okay. A little wider. Knees out over the feet. Feet are out towards the corners. Shift the weight, turn the hips. We're still hanging from the string. It's almost like the arms are not moving at all. I'm just shifting the weight and turning the hips. And the arms just stay in their shape. Hang from the string, release the abdomen. Shoulders are sitting. Belly is released. Equal awareness in both arms. So last class actually kind of introduced a new warm-up move or a new individual Tai Chi move. So maybe we'll touch upon that again. Same movement with the body and the hips, but the arms are a little different. It's called clouds sailing by. Cloud sailing by. Still activated by the same motion. Shift the weight and turn the hips. Shoulders stay down. Elbows are down. Elbows are always pointed towards the ground. Palms are facing forward, facing outward. If my elbow is rotated up or flared up, that creates a lot of tension in the shoulders and neck. And the arms are just dragged through the air, just like you're in a pool of water. I'm not doing this with the arms. Arms are just dragged through. Nice, good breathing into the belly. Okay. So let's come back with our feet together. And this can help us get into a good, proper stance. One foot, you turn to the corner 45 degrees. Try to get a nice accurate 45 degrees there. The foot that's pointing straight forward, we want 3 foot lengths to go forward. So place the heel where the toe is, and then once again. So that's approximately 3 foot lengths. Now last class we're talking about we don't want to instep. Instep is being front foot in front of the back. So you're on a tightrope. And so your balance sideways is not very good at all. So I don't want to be inside this line from the heel. I don't want to be inside that line. I don't even want to be touching that line because that's too narrow. I want to be outside that line. So we just walked twice forward, which is 3 foot lengths, but we're still on that line from the heel. It's pretty narrow. So now we want to create that distance to the side laterally for better balance. So you turn that front foot on the heel 45 degrees. Then you turn on the ball of that foot to turn the heel same direction. So that gives you some good width. Go through that one more time. 1, 2, 3, turn 45, turn 45. Then you have a good length. It's not too long. It's not too short. And you have some distance sideways, so you have lateral balance. Now let's go through the toe use. So when the weight is forward, again, you'll have the knee directly over the foot. Shift the weight all the way back to the back leg without leaning back. Here forward, again, knee over the foot. Hands are shoulder height, shoulder width. Elbows are always pointed towards the ground. Call these toyus. Stay nice and vertical. That puts more good work into the leg. So when I come forward, I don't want to be leaning forward. I definitely don't want to be leaning back. So hanging from the string, that puts all the work in the legs. Shoulders are relaxed. Remember, the back leg is the hand that's down. And I want that right in front of my center line. So they're not going over somewhere over here. Right here. In front here, stays in front. It might look like it's a little bit to the side because my hips may have turned a little bit, but we're not trying to turn the hips right now. Stays right here in front. Okay, now let's come back to feet together, touching. We go through that process of getting a fairly accurate stance. The other foot now will turn 45 degrees. 1 foot length, 2, 3. Turn on the heel to get the toes to the corner, 45. Turn on the ball of the foot or the toes of the foot to get the heel over. And then we have that distance. And then some toyus on this side. Nice, good abdominal breathing. The slower and smoother you go, the deeper good work it is for the legs. We do want to make sure that we check in with our breathing often. We're working the body much more deeply than what we think. So a lot of times we'll tend not to breathe enough for the work that's actually happening. So we want to always come back, make sure our breath is full and complete. And we're breathing into the released abdomen. Okay. So let's briefly go through instepping, which really means not instepping. And we'll use brush knee steps as to kind of work on that. So if I do some towards you to start with, if I illustrate it. So we're still employing balance steps just for a moment. If I step forward and my front foot is directly in front of my back foot, again, it's like being on a tightrope. And we mentioned last time that probably most people tend to be instepped. We want to be outstepped. Outstepped in that it's outside this line. Outside this line. Inside that line is instepped. I don't want that. I want a tightrope. I want to be outside. And as we mentioned last class, we're really emphasizing the fact that when I move my foot out there to have that distance, I want to make sure that my foot does not creak open a little bit to the corner, doesn't turn a little bit to the corner, because then now I've got more than 45 degrees between my feet. And I'm still instepped. So it's forward and over a little bit. So just like we just did, 1, 2, 3, turn, turn. But of course we can't do that with every step. Can't do that in the Tai Chi set. So we step forward and over a little bit without the toes creaking open to the corner. Keeping it straight. So I step to the next brush knee, the balance step. I also don't want my balance step to be instepped because that's too narrow. And if my balance step is instepped, my actual step is probably going to be instepped. So my balance step, I want it to be outside that line of my heel. Just a bit. It can be just a tiny bit because when I step forward, I move it over a little bit to get that good width. So let's do some brush knee stepping, just the stepping, not the arms, and see if we can notice what's happening there. So if we go in the same direction, so I'm standing on my right leg. So that means my right foot will be to the corner, 45, touching down lightly on the ball of the left foot. And of course, make sure that right knee is bent a bit. So we step forward, comfortable full step forward on the left heel. And over just a little bit. Now make sure your left foot is pointing straight forward. Now we have to mechanically check until we're used to how that step should feel. So draw either a physical line or a mental line from your back heel straight forward, or a line from the inside of your front foot, the instep of your left foot, straight back. And you want to make sure that your front foot and back foot do not intersect. Okay, if you are intersecting, if you draw a line and one foot bangs into the other foot, correct it by correcting the front foot. Move the front foot over a little bit. You can even do that little turn, turn, angle, angle if you want. Turn on the heel, turn on the ball. You can do that here if you wanted to mechanically adjust it, or simply move the foot over a few inches. Let me know if you have any questions. Shift the weight forward. Hopefully by now your left foot is straight and over a little bit. Shift the weight forward. We're just doing the footwork for a brush knee, not the arms. Rotate the leg to the corner. Shift the weight to stand into the left leg. Touch down with the balance step. And we don't want the balance step to be instepped either. It could be very close, almost on that line, but not instepped. When we step with the right foot, we swing the lower leg out and over a bit. Make sure it lands totally straight. Because if it's not straight, I've got more than 45 degrees between my feet and I'm still in step. Okay, so coming forward about 60% and then rocking back, open the right leg, the corner, shift the weight, touch down, not in step. Swing the lower leg forward and over a bit. Make sure the left foot is straight. Rock back, open the leg to the corner, shift the weight, touch down. When you're ready to step, swing the lower leg forward and over a bit, planting that right foot totally straight. Try a couple more on your own. See how that goes. Okay. Any questions about instepping? This really means not instepping. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now let's go through the mini set in a very mechanical, stochastic way. We're going to stop pretty much every step. We're going to stop, visually check, physically check. If we need to, adjust. So we'll go through the set like that and see how that applies throughout the whole mini set. Okay? And there's a couple places, as we mentioned as we went through last class, a couple places where instepping does not apply. So that'll show itself as we go through it. So just take a moment to checklist. Of course, your feet now are parallel and shoulder width or hip width. And I'll just give you a moment, a checklist, as many details as you can. I think maybe it was last class as well. We talked about the tip of the tongue and why. Touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, touching just behind the upper front teeth. That completes the chi circuit. So there's more information on that last class. Hang out, breathe, and commencement. Elbows take the arms down. Make sure your knees are bent a little bit as you shift left to turn right, shift forward. Now, last class we talked about, now we know why we're turning the back foot on the ball, not the heel. Everywhere else in the set, we correct the foot and get 45 degrees by turning on the heel. But if we do that here, we turn on the heel, rotate the toes to 45, we'll be instepped. So reason why this is the one place where we actually pick up the heel, turn on the ball of the foot to get 45 degrees, that saves us from being instepped. Okay? So standing, holding the ball, touching down, step with the left heel into the corner, but over a little bit to the left, so you're not instepped. Left grasper's tail. Now let's pause here, keeping the legs where they are. Check and look, and draw either a line from the instep of your front foot back, or from the back heel, straight forward. If you're on that line or inside that line, that's instep. So we want to get the foot rotated over to the left a little bit. Not a lot, just a bit. So left foot's pointing into the corner, right foot pointing to the sidewall. Okay, stand into the left leg, hold the ball, balance step. Now let's make sure our balance step also is not instepped. So it's just on the line of the heel or just over to the right. Then we hold the ball, step with the right foot, stepping straight forward and over to the right, just a few inches. Make sure your right toes haven't drifted over to the corner. We want to keep our 45 degrees, so that front foot, right foot has to be totally straight. And we'll just go through grasper's tail here. And then shifting and turning for single whip. Hand slide down, left foot on the ball, balance step. And Jackie had noticed last class that I was swinging my left leg over quite a bit more than she was. And that was to make sure I'm not instepped. So when I correct my right foot by turning on the right heel to get my right toes to the corner, my left foot on the ball shouldn't be instepped, shouldn't be directly in front of my right foot. So that's why it swung over just a little bit more than what may have been happening. So arms are here. Now straight forward step on the left heel, but want the foot to go over a little bit to the left. Again, we don't want the toes to have drifted at all, pointing straight forward. And stop and check. Drawing a line straight back from the inside of the front foot. Shouldn't bang into the back foot. Or drawing a line straight forward from the back heel. Shouldn't bang into the front foot. Okay, so that's the end of single whip. Now going into raise hands and step up. You shift the weight back. Turn on the left heel to the corner. 45 degrees. Shift the weight to stand into the left leg slowly. Touch down softly, about half a step, on the right heel. So I don't want my right foot, see here, my right foot is directly in front of my back foot. So I want it over a little bit. I still want my right toes pointing straight forward, but they're up. They're pointing up, but they're still straight and not in front of my back foot. So let's raise hands and step up, which is the same as play the fiddle. Okay, turn and hold the ball. So remember when we turn and hold the ball, the nose and the toes turn to the corner. Make sure that left knee is bent for good support. The nose and the toes turn to the corner as I drop my right hand. I step with the right heel to the front wall, not into the corner, to the front wall, but the toes are pointing to the corner. Now, your feet are parallel. So this is the first place that instepping does not apply. You can't be instepped. If your feet are parallel, you can't be instepped. So the feet are parallel here. Shift the weight and push to the wall. And then when you bring in your balance step, that left foot on the ball, don't bring it in too much, because then you'll be instepped. So bring in the balance step, stork spreads wings, right knee is bent as you stand into the right leg, and just check your balance step. We don't want it right directly in front of the right foot. It's over a tiny bit. Now we begin the sequence of brush knees and play the fiddle. So that's a really good area to really check our instepping. So arms into brush knee ready position. Now take a straight step forward on the left heel, but over a little bit to the left. Shift the weight forward, complete the brush knee. Stop. Let's have a look. First, make sure that the left foot, front foot is totally straight, that it hasn't drifted off a little bit, totally straight. And that you can draw a line straight back and there's space between your feet. Okay, so that was the first brush knee. Now the first, play the fiddle. Half step up. Drop your right heel 45 degrees, shift the weight back, pick up your front foot, place it right back down where it was on the heel, so about half a step. Play the fiddle. And again, I don't want my front foot directly in front, a little bit over. So let's play the fiddle. Okay, 3 brush knees in a row, so arms into brush knee ready position. Full step. And over to the left a little bit. Now, just to be thorough, let's check. Make sure that front foot is totally straight, but there's space. Draw a line between your legs. You're not going to run into a foot. Okay, so that's the first of 3 brush knees. So now transition, rock back, open the left foot to the corner, stand up, touch down. And I don't want to touch down directly in front of my back foot, over a tiny bit. And then a full straight step on the right heel, over a bit, keeping the foot straight. Let's check here. And if you do find that the line coming back from the front foot goes into the back foot, or one foot's in front of the other, just pick up the foot, bring it over, or angle it with the toes, and then bring the heel over like we did before with the toe use. So you correct it by correcting the front foot. So shifting forward and then rocking back and opening the right side to the corner for the next brush knee. First we touch down, not instepped, okay. Step with the left heel forward and over a little bit. Okay, now play the fiddle again, right? Half step up, plant the right heel 45 degrees. Pick up the front foot to place it right back down on the heel. Play the fiddle, but now check visually. And if you need to move that left foot over on the heel, then go ahead and do that. One more brush knee, so arms in brush knee ready position. Full step on the left heel. Okay, let's check that. Make sure you can draw a line right between the feet. Okay, now we're going into chop with fist. Rock back, open left foot to the corner, arms swoop to the left, stand up, hold the bouquet. So balance step, again, maybe you can see me from the back there. Here my balance step is instepped. You probably can't see my front foot very well. So it's over here, so I'm not in step with the balance step. But the actual step for brush knee, instepping does not apply because it's its own kind of step, a very unusual step. So you remember how that goes? You go down on the right heel, half a step on the right heel, Shifting the weight forward, the right leg turns to the right corner. That sends the fist to 12 o'clock. Shift all the weight into the right leg. That peels off the back heel. Instepping, we're not worried about instepping with this step. It's its own kind of step. So instepping is not an issue here. Now, when we touch down with the ball of the left foot, getting ready for the parry and punch, we want to make sure that's not instepped. Then step with your left heel forward, over a little bit, parry and punch. Remember, that's virtually the same as a brush knee. It's just the fist that's different. So now we want to check and see if we're instepped or not. If we are, just moving that foot over, the front foot over, and then make sure it's straight again. Now, for the rest of the mini set, we don't have to worry about instepping because we're not really stepping at all. We're shifting the weight, but we're not really stepping. So shifting back, left hand under right elbow, right hand opens. So this is withdraw and push. And cross hands. Cross hands, there isn't any stepping. We rotate the feet, but we don't step. Shifting back, left toes go up, fingers go up. Turn on the left heel until the left foot is straight to the front wall. Turn on the right heel until the right foot is straight. Now let's pause here for a moment. You'll notice that your right foot is slightly ahead of your left. And the reason why that's good is that means you weren't instepped. If I go back here, withdraw and push, because I'm not instepped here, which means my right foot is over to the right a little bit, or my left foot's over to the left a little bit. So when I rotate on the heels, my right foot will be slightly ahead because it was over a little bit. Now, if I was instepped here, I was instepped, one foot in front of the other, and I turn on my heels, my feet will be even. So if you come to cross hands, and after you finish rotating on your heels to get your feet pointing straight forward, and you notice that they're even on the same line or pretty close to the same line, it means that actually you were instepped when you were over here. So rotating on the left heel, rotating on the right heel. Feet are straight forward and parallel, but the right foot is slightly ahead. Going down into a squat, knees go forward over the feet. Shifting to the left leg, right wrist, scoops under the left wrist. Bring in the right foot even, hip width and parallel. Crossing in front, hands rotate forward, shoulder height, shoulder width, and drift down. Hanging from the string, weight through the feet, mind and breath in the belly, the Dantian. Any comments or questions about what we've done so far today?
No question. I'm good.
Okay, so now a big step, pun intended. We're going to take the balance steps out. And as we touched upon last class, it makes things much more smooth and flowing, much more Tai Chi like. But we needed those balance steps to talk about things and to teach it and to learn it. And the good news is we always have the balance steps whenever we need them. So you can always touch down if if the floor is a little different or balance isn't that good today. The balance steps are always there for you. But if I do just a couple brush knees towards you, you will see, well, here's the brush knees with the balance steps, right? Still not in step though, of course. So there's the brush knees as we've been doing them. And that's how we basically want to learn them. But now, I don't have to touch down if I don't need to. And of course, visually, it probably looks more flowing. But you'll feel that it's just much more fluid and much more pleasant and flowing, especially once you get used to not touching down. So let's take that into brush knees and explore that, experience that with brush knees. So we're going to start with the balance step because we have to start stationary. So standing in the right leg, right foot to the corner, touching down with the ball of the left foot, hopefully not instepped, right? Okay, here we are. So as we step through, try to remember to not instep. So step with the left heel, shift the weight forward. Rock back, open the left leg, left arm to the corner, stand up, left arm goes back, and pick up your right knee and swing your leg right through onto the right heel. Shifting forward, rock back, open the right leg, right arm to the corner, stand up, pick up your left knee, swing your left leg right through onto the heel. Hopefully not instepped. Rocking back, open the left side to the corner, stand up, left arm goes back, pick up the right knee, swing the lower leg right through onto the heel. Shifting forward, rocking back, open to the right corner, slowly shift the weight into the right leg, right arm goes back, pick up the left knee, swing the lower leg right through onto the heel, and try one or two more on your own. Okay. Is that okay? No questions there? Let's go through the mini set. Taking out the training wheels. Take the training wheels off. Okay, so feet shoulder width or hip width, parallel, hang out, breathe into the belly. And here we go. Mini set, not instepping and not balance stepping, unless we need to. Correction back foot. So as we stand into the right leg and hold the ball, we step right through with the left heel. Shifting the weight forward into grass bird's tail, left grass bird's tail. Stand into the left leg, hold the ball, pick up your right knee, step right through with the right heel. It probably feels much more flowing and fluid. Much more Tai Chi-like. Grass bird's tail going into single whip. Now, single whip, we always use that balance step. So the left foot on the ball of the foot, correct on the right heel, that we always keep. Continue onto the left heel, finishing single whip, shifting back, turning left foot to the corner, shifting to stand into the left leg, touching half a step on the right heel. So, of course, touching down the heel, we always keep that. Turn, hold the ball. Remember your right toes to the corner. Full step, push to the wall. We also keep the balance step in stork spreads wings. So we keep the balance steps in single whip and stork spreads wings. We keep those balance steps. Arms into brush knee, ready position. Full step on the left heel. Half step up. Play the fiddle. Touching down lightly. Left heel. Now let's do the brush knees without a balance step. So brush knee ready position. Full step on the left heel. Shifting forward into the first to three brush knees. Rock back, open left leg, left arm to the corner, stand up, left arm goes behind you. Pick up the right knee, swing the right leg right through onto the heel. Nice straight step though. Breathe, rock back. Right leg, right arm opens to the corner, stand up, right leg, right arm goes behind you as you pick up the left foot and swing right through into the left heel step. So that's three brush knees, probably goes a lot quicker now. It's not, you're not doing a balance step. Half step, up, shift back to touch down on the heel. For another play the fiddle. Arms into brush knee ready position. Full step on the left heel, not instepped. Now, chop with fists. We can take the balance step out. Let's try that. Rocking back, opening foot to the corner, arm swoop to the left. Stand into the left leg, hold the bouquet, go right to the right heel, right half step, right directly to the right heel. shift the weight forward. Make sure you turn your right foot to the corner. All the way into the right leg. Back heel peels off. Now step right through with your left heel. No balance step. Step right through on the left heel for parry and punch. Withdraw and push. And so those are all the balance steps taken out that can be taken out. Cross hands. Now I'll take a quick look just to make sure your right foot is hopefully ahead of your left. Coming up, rotating the palms forward, drifting down. Hang out, weight through the feet, breath in the belly, eyes softly gazing forward. Okay, how did that go?
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
But so at least you can now wrap your mind around the concept of not in stepping and taking the balance steps out. Now, just before we finish, maybe let's touch upon the chop with fist without the balance step. So maybe let me illustrate that once or twice. So what we've been doing up till now, of course, is this. I rock back to stand and hold the bouquet, balance step, and then to the heel. So I rock back, hold the bouquet, balance step, then replace the ball of the foot with the heel. Well, really what I can do is simply go right to the right heel. I can simply go, after I hold the bouquet, right to the half step on the heel. So let's try that a couple times. So we're left rush knee, we rock back, left foot to the corner, stand in the left leg, hold the bouquet, and the right foot on the heel, directly on the heel, turn the right foot to the corner. And maybe you just go right into the next one, step through for parry and punch. That's a nice flow. Let's do that again. Left leg forward, rock back, open left leg to the corner, stand at the left leg, hold the bouquet, step right to the right heel, half a step, right heel, turn the right foot to the corner as you shift forward and deliver the fist. Bring the fist back. Step right through on the left heel for parry and punch. Maybe one more time. So rocking back, open to the corner, stand, hold the bouquet, step right to the right heel, half a step, turn the right leg to the corner, you shift forward, chop with fist, all the way to the right leg. When you're ready, step right through on the left heel, parry and punch. Okay? So we're just about to run out of time, so that's about it for today. That feel good?
Yes, I think so.
Good. We have the template to move forward into the entire rest of the set, and that comprises almost the entire set.